Good evening, everyone. I hope that you're doing well this evening. Um, I am here in my home office having problems, of course, with my computer as usual. Um, it looks like it is coming up now. I think we are probably in a good spot at this point in time. And I have a story for you tonight. As usual on Wednesday nights. It's called Twice Yours, a parable of God's gift. If you're out there, let me know that you're watching. We'll go ahead and get started. What are you carving, Grandpa? Corey asked as he climbed onto the porch swing and sat beside his grandfather. Something for you. He's carving there? For me, what is it? Something to help you remember who you are. Corey watched his grandfather's hands. They were big and brown. They knew just what to do with a piece of wood and a pocket knife. This piece of wood reminds me of something that happened a long time ago. I was about your age. Tell me, Grandpa, tell me a story. Corey leaned back against Grandpa's shoulder and waited for him to begin. Hi, Dawn. I hope you've got Jade and Stella there. For weeks, a boy worked to make a lovely little sailboat. Carefully, he carved the boat out of balsa wood, forming the bow, the stern, the hull, and the rudder. Then he searched through scraps of material his mother had given him until he found the perfect fabric to make the sail. When every piece was put together and the paint and the glue were finally dry, the boy cut a long piece of string and tied it to the back of the boat. After school the next day, the boy hurried home. Gently he picked up his sailboat and ran down the road to the stream that flowed through the town. There's the little boy carving. Kneeling at the edge of the creek, the boy placed his sailboat in the water. Holding the end of the string tightly in his hand, he pushed the boat out toward the middle of the stream. The boat floated out, away from the bank, away from the boy. When it reached the middle of the stream, it was pulled into the fast-moving current. The boy watched with joy as the boat sailed over rocks and past the roots of trees. We're sailing, he cried, running alongside his homemade boat. There's the boat in the water, and there he is running after it. Every day the boy came back to the creek and sailed his boat and pulled it back to the shore, and sailed his boat and pulled it back to the shore. One day, when the boy was running along the stream bank beside his homemade sailboat, the string broke. Wait! Stop! Come back, little boat, he cried. But the boat just sailed on down the stream and out of sight. Every day the boy walked up and down the creek bank searching for his boat. He was hoping that maybe it had washed up onto a bank or perhaps had become stuck behind a rock. There it goes. It's going away. One day, while searching for his beloved boat, the boy went farther downstream than he had ever gone before. He followed the creek through the grove of pine trees and under the footbridge. Suddenly, he saw up ahead a little boy playing with a boat. When he got closer, he saw that it was his own homemade boat. The paint was chipped and the sail was torn, but still he recognized it as his boat. There's the little boy playing with it, and there he is watching. That's mine, he shouted, running up to the other boy and reaching to grab the boat out of his hands. No, it's not. It's mine. I found it. No, it's mine. I made it, but I lost it. Now give it back. Finders keepers, losers weepers, the other boy said, still holding tightly to the boat. I'll trade you for it. What do you have? There's the two boys. There's the boat. The boy reached inside his pockets and pulled out everything he had. I have some string, two bottle caps, three marbles, a rubber snake, and a pocket knife. Well, said the other boy, how much of that will you give me for the sailboat? I'll give you everything I have, the boy replied. You can have it all. It's a deal, exclaimed the other boy, dropping the sailboat and reaching for the string, the bottle caps, the marbles, the rubber snake, and the pocket knife. There's the poor boat just falling on its side. The boy picked up his sailboat and walked back upstream under the footbridge through the grove of pine trees and back to the place where he had first launched his boat. You're twice mine, he said, hugging the boat tightly to his chest. Because I made you, once because I bought you. Grandpa finished the story and whittled the last piece from his block of wood. When he handed the carving to Corey, it was a cross. This is for you, Corey. It will remind you of the one who made you and then bought you. What do you mean, Grandpa? Jesus wanted you for his very own. He created you to bring him joy. And then he paid for you, not with marbles or bottle caps or a pocket knife, but with something far more precious. He gave everything he had. He paid for you with his life. And there's Grandpa and the little boy, and if you look really, really close, you can see the cross. Corey clutched the cross in his hands. Thank you, Grandpa. That's the best story ever. Grandpa closed his knife and put it in his pocket. Yes, it is, Corey. Indeed, it is. There's Corey holding his little cross. You know that you were not bought with things that can pass away, like silver or gold. Instead, you were bought by the priceless blood of Christ. He was chosen before God created the world, but he came into the world in these last days for you. That's from 1 Peter, the first chapter, the 18th through the 20th verses. And there's the little boy and his grandpa sitting on the porch. I hope you remember that. We're all God's gifts, no matter who we are or where we are, no matter what we look like, big, tall, heavy or thin, weak or strong. We all belong to God. He created us. And Jesus paid the ultimate price of giving his life so that we would know his love and that we could be with him forever in heaven. I hope you remember that. I hope that you always remember that you are a precious child of God, a precious creation, and that God loves you and I love you. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you on Sunday morning. Bye bye. Much love.